Hello my little sugar snookemsies, welcome back to another bullet journal setup video. In this video we're going to set up my work and business bullet journal because this is my current one, and as you can see I only have a couple of pages left, and I'm kind of sad about that because I was trying to fit the whole year of 2022 in one journal, but that didn't work out, so here is a new one. I am using the bullet journal by Leuchtturm in collaboration with writer Carol, who is the guy who created the bullet journal method. I like using this bullet journal. This is my second one because it's already partially set up with the index, the key, and the future log, so I know exactly where everything has to go. And the rest of the pages are empty, so I can create my own setup and layout. So very, very happy about this. Like I said, I'm a little bit bummed about not having the full year 2022 in the other journal, so this is going to be a bit of a crossover journal, and I'm not going to start a new one on the 1st of January 2023. It's just going to be in this one as well. So here are the index pages, and we also have the future log, as you can tell, and the rest is just blank pages, but they are numbered, so that is very nice. You can index your pages very easily that way. So let's start with this first page. I created these little file cards in Canva, which is like an online software. I think a lot of people already know this. You can also do this in Photoshop, but I find Canva easier if I want to quickly do something. So I was going for that file look that you had with those old library cards. I don't know, I kind of find it very, very interesting, that look. So I was gonna go for that theme in this new work and business bullet journal. And like I said, I created these little file cards myself. It was really easy to do. And I like that I could make them and customize them to my needs. So I've got profit trackers, my student trackers, and oh my god, I printed them out on these pastel papers, and ooh, so cute, so cute. But for this journal, I just used the white and yellow file cards. I didn't really know what theme to go with. I just knew that I wanted to make it my own because my first business and work bullet journal, which is also somewhere on my YouTube channel, so if you want to go and check that out, go ahead. I did everything the people did on YouTube. So I really copied everyone else's spreads and layouts because I didn't know what to expect. So I was like, let me try everything, and then if I do, I can figure out what really works for me or doesn't. So for example, I like creating this lost and found return card that you just saw me put on the first page, and then I like to create an intentions page by creating a little bit of a collage because I love collaging. So my motto for this year, 2022, but also for 2023, because we only have a couple of months to go, is go with the slow. I have been working a lot. I've been caught up in hustle culture for a few too many years, so I'm all about slow living and minimalism. If you want to know more about that, I have my own vlog channel, which is Kaya Quintana. Link is always in the first comment below. So if you want to see what I do on a daily basis, and if I actually do what I plan on this YouTube channel, you can definitely check out my vlog channel. So I really liked creating this little intention page. It's very simple. It's just a little bit of a backdrop, and it says go with the slow because I really want to ease down and really enjoy my life. So I don't just want to plan it, I actually want to experience it. So I need to slow down a little so I can do it. So this is the future log. These are set pages in this Leuchtturm / bullet journal collaboration with writer Carol. And I had all of the calendar layouts in my first bullet journal, but that really didn't work for me. So I opted for this very simple, minimalistic future log where you have 3 months on one page, and I just number the days. And I made these for 2023. I have a future log in my old bullet journal for work and business for 2022. So if I need that, I will look into my older bullet journal for work and business. So this one is really for 2023. And for your information, for a bit of context, I am a very abstract person. Is that a word? Like, is that a good way to describe someone? I just mean that my brain doesn't deal well with too many distractions. So this for me is doable. If there's too many elements on the page, my brain loses it. I can't concentrate or focus. So I really kept this really simple, including the titles. I also suck at hand lettering. I don't have the best handwriting, so I just made very simple headers with this beautiful baby blue mild liner by Zebra. And then I just wrote in my names of the month, or not my names, but the names of every month for 2023. What I have learned from my first work and business bullet journal is that I didn't really use the future log because I set it up the way I see a lot of people do it on YouTube or the internet in general, and it turns out it didn't really work for me. I rarely used it or looked at it. So for 2023, I made this very simple future log setup, and I'm going to use it mainly to plan course launches, vacays, and important dates with clients or business partners. So I am transitioning into being someone who teaches online with online courses and online programs, and I'm kind of new to that, and I realized that launching a new online course takes a lot of time and preparation. So an overview in the form of a future log helps me to see when I have to launch something and what I need to do to prepare. So the future log will be used for that. And I guess if you have a different type of business, you can use the future log the way you like it. I also have these two profit tracker designs that I also created in Canva. I really like the file card style. I don't know, it has something that I really like. I think it has a bit of a nostalgic feeling to it. I don't know. I just really like it. But if you run a business like me, you know that a profit tracker is very, very important. So in this bullet journal, I have two profit trackers, one for 2022 and one for 2023. Since this bullet journal is a bit of a transition bullet journal with only 3 months from 2022, I also needed to have a tracker for 2023. So I think next year I won't have to transition into a new bullet journal with a little bit of the old year in it, because in my first bullet journal for work and business, I tried a lot of stuff that took up a lot of pages, and I don't use those spreads anymore. So that is really nice. I've learned a bit more about what works for my brain, what works for my business, and what works for my work. And that means I can save a few pages and hopefully fit in the entire year of 2023 in this bullet journal so that I can start a new one for 2024. And I don't need two trackers of everything because I'm in a transition period. So yeah, hence the two profit trackers. As a business owner, I also have an accountant and a bookkeeping program and some Excel sheets to keep track of my profits. But the reason why I also like to do it on paper is because it gives me a bit of a dopamine kick. Every time I get to write down what I've earned each month, it makes me feel good because I can see what I did for myself within my business. So it's more of a reward system to write it down in my bullet journal. And also I like documenting because most of the bookkeeping and accounting work goes online and I don't really see it on a daily basis unless I really have to for, doing taxes. So having this in my business and work bullet journal really just reminds me of how well I'm doing, or maybe I'm not doing so well, and it'll help me to stay on track with my profit goals. So as you can see, I also went a little ham with the stickers. I've got to say, these pages didn't really turn out the way I wanted to, so I just tried to make the best of it. I didn't really have a theme in mind. I'm not good at hand lettering or drawing or doodling, so I do a lot of collaging. Obviously, you can do whatever you like. So on this page, I am creating business goal layouts because I have business goals for every quarter. and I only have 4 business goal slots on this page because I already have my business goals for 2022 in my other bullet journal. So these business goals are going to be for 2023. I haven't really thought about what the goals will be. I know one thing has to be or has to do something with digital nomad life because I ended the lease to my office and I want to travel at least every other month for a week or two to another country because I want to give that type of life a try. I don't want to work behind a desk all my life. So here we go. So one of my business goals is going to be being a part-time digital nomad. And also here, I went ham on my page with stickers. These are very cute. And also I had a few of these little flowery stickers left. And I figured I'd just use them all up. So in my work and business bullet journal, I created these business goal pages. And as you can see, I created these file cards per quarter. So there's a little Q, and then I can add a number behind that. So you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And it basically means that every 3 months I can add 3 goals. I used to create really long lists of business goals for the entire year. And it would feel a little overwhelming, and I obviously didn't manage to get everything done. So I decided when I started bullet journaling that I can only give myself 3 goals per season or per quarter, and it definitely helped me to calm down my mind and feel better about what I actually achieve. So maybe it'll help you too if you have a business. Just set quarterly goals and a maximum of 3 goals, and it'll definitely help you to be more precise and actually hit more goals than if you were to have a really long list and you try to get to everything at once. It just doesn't work for me. So if you have the same problem, this might be the solution. So every work and business bullet journal looks different. So this is a very specific spread for my business. So you can definitely adjust and customize your spreads. But this one is all about the amount of students that I get in my online business school every month. I am currently following a course on how to create a course. Oh yes, hashtag Inception. But I've been creating workshops and lectures and online courses actually for a while now, but I felt like I needed to, step up. So I am following a course from a former teacher who is teaching how to create a curriculum and lessons, and she's been very helpful, and she told me to really step into my role as a teacher because it'll benefit my students. And I felt like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because before I was just portraying the expert that is sharing some knowledge, but I'm doing way more. I'm making sure that my students, which are often entrepreneurs, know how to start a business or how to run it. And so I really teach them how to get from A to B themselves. So that's a new role I'm taking on. So this spread is all about the amount of students I get into my online business school every month. And that is simply to train my own brain in understanding that I'm a teacher and I need to step into that role so I can give my students the best I've got. So maybe if you run a business or you're starting up a business, you can do a similar spread for your company that makes sense to you, that helps you really step into your role as an entrepreneur or, your profession. And for me, it's counting the amount of students that I have that actually are enrolling in my online courses. It'll help me to put my best foot forward. So these pages felt a little empty. It just wasn't really what I had in mind. Sometimes I have something in my brain and I just cannot get it on a page. So I went ham with stickers and it started to feel a little bit more like the thing I envisioned, like the spread that I had in my mind. And sometimes I just have to accept that, girl, you cannot put on the paper what you thought of because I either don't have the stuff or I just made a mistake or I didn't really plan the layout beforehand as well as you should have. But you know what? I've learned quite quickly that my bullet journals, whether it's my personal bullet journal or this one for work and business, it is a documentation of where I'm at right now. So Even the little mistakes will document my business and work journal or journey, and that's cool. So I am embracing the imperfection because without imperfection, there is no perfection. So right now I'm creating the cover page for October 2022 because this is a bit of a transition journal. I'm still having to fill out 3 months for 2022, which are October, November, and December. So what I always do in my work and business bullet journal is creating one cover page for the month, and then I go straight into my planning and my tasks, like the bullet journal method that writer Carol created. So I do add my own little elements and touches because this is my journal and I wanted to make it feel like it's mine. So I do create a cute little cover page, and it's different every month. Sometimes it's just one word, sometimes it's a collage, sometimes it's just one picture. And this time I felt like creating this really fall inspired collage that just turned out to be very different than what I had in my head, but here we go. That's what happens when you create your own journal. I also bring my bullet journal for work with me to meetings. I always have it on my desk for when I have online meetings. I make a lot of notes because I still have some clients left from my marketing and PR agency that I help with marketing and content creation. So when I'm in meetings with them, I take a lot of notes in my bullet journal. So they often see my bullet journal on the table, and I like having this little cover page because it does separate my goals and my trackers from the actual pages that I'm using to do my daily tasks, which is nice because I don't feel like my clients have to see my goals or my trackers. Those are just for me. And they do see the cover page for the month, but they don't see all of the, behind the scenes info. And I feel good about opening my bullet journal with a cute cover like this because it looks a bit more fun and I get questions about it. It's a great conversation starter. They're like, oh, did you make that? I'm like, yeah, I like being creative when I plan. And people have a lot of questions actually, because a lot of people apparently don't know about bullet journaling, or they do it online or on their phones, and they're like, wow. So you're like sticking stickers on the page for your journal. I'm like, yeah, man, it's really good for your brain. And it just starts amazing conversation, especially when you're amongst other entrepreneurs or people that like to journal as well. Can totally geek out about journals all day, every day. Anyway, so this is my cover page for October 2022, and I use Google Calendar for my appointments because obviously my bullet journal doesn't beep when a new appointment is about to start. So I do really use my bullet journal for work and business in combination with my Google Calendar. And on this page, I am creating the main events page. I think writer Carol calls this the future log or the monthly log. And I just call it my main event page because on this page, I write down all of the main events of my life or my business planning. So as you can see, I am separating the week. So under every Sunday, I'm drawing a line so that I know in which week I am, and I also put down the week numbers because in the Netherlands a lot of people work with weeks. They're like, are you free in week like 42? I'm like, yeah, sure, tell me which date. And it's just a really easy way for me to reference my weeks, and I know exactly when I am free or when I have to, go to an important event, or if I have to teach or launch a course. So that's why I really, really like this main event page. So for this October spread, there's only one very important page left for me to make, and that's my task dump page. It's the page where I dump all of the tasks that I am migrating from the former month to this month, or tasks that I really want to plan, or ideas and concepts and notes. Those go on this page. And after I've dumped everything on this page, I start planning the tasks in my dailies. So on this right page here, I'm starting my first daily, and this is where I would normally create a bullet journal method type of spread with the bullet points and the stars and striping through the tasks that I finished. In this case, it starts with the weekend, and I usually group the weekend days together to save space. So here's a little overview of my new work and business bullet journal for 2023 and a little bit of 2022. There's the index pages, and then we go over to the future log. And oh my god, I love how this one turned out with the sky blue elements, because sky blue is my favorite color. And this spread is so minimalistic, it's very easy on the eyes. I love it. Then we have the profit trackers for 22 and 23 already in there. And then we also have some more trackers, obviously, because I track a lot of stuff. Ooh, these are my business goals. Very minimal, not very in love with these pages though. Then we have the student tracker, which are very important to me. Some empty pages because I might get another tracker idea and I don't want to have no space left. And then we get the October 22 spread for the main events, the task dump, and the actual dailies. And that's it. I also bought these index clips that you could see in my former haul video, or the last haul video that I posted on this YouTube video, and these are so pretty. So I never used index clips before, and I think a big problem for me was forgetting about those pages that I've set up with the trackers and a future log, because there were no indicators for me to look at. So these index clips will probably make it easier for me to think about these pages, because I literally see those index clips and they remind me of looking at this page a little bit more. So hopefully I will use these trackers more than in my first bullet journal, because honestly I really neglected every tracker that I made there. I kept up for it with like 4 or 5 months and then I forgot. So I added these little index clips and it looks very pretty, and I hope it'll help me actually keep up with the trackers. And that's my setup for my work and business bullet journal for now. I hope you liked setting up your journal along with me. If you did, definitely like this video and subscribe, and then I'll see you next week for a new planning or journal video. Love ya!